Welcome to the Basic Financial Education, where I'll teach you everything I know about money. And I named this series Ignite Your Investing Potential, as I believe by the end of this series, you will be very interested in the idea of investing. So let's dive in. Okay. So how am I going to teach you the basic? So I will start with a question, and that question is, why should we invest? When people think of investing, they think of risk, right? Or they think of a story that they hear they hear a friend or a neighbor, whatever, that they try to invest and end up losing everything. So there's a lot of those story out there, and they only associate successful investor as someone that's born into rich or the smartest of the best of the best in terms like genius level of intelligence. So those are the people that actually success. And let's just say if I ask my dad, if I want to be rich like the successful people in TV, what are my solutions? My dad would say something like this. I know you're a good student, but you never hit me as a genius. So what you should focus instead? You should focus on work hard and save hard, and maybe you will end up able to buy a house and live comfortable. So that is my only solution. As I kind of agree with what he said, because I know myself, and I know that I'm not a genius. I'm not gonna start a business and be very successful. It's not possible. So what he say makes sense, right? So what if I want to be rich like the guy in the middle here? So when I look into AI and ask, what is considered wealthy? So AI give me a number, and that number is $2.5 million. So if that is my dream, if I work hard and save hard, I don't think even at the age of 80, I don't think I can achieve that 2.5 million. So if that is my dream, it's not possible. Work hard and save hard will not make me achieve my dream. So that is my reason why I'm willing to take this risk to invest, because that is my only solution to achieving my dream. Okay, so let's look into a work hard and save hard example. So I have an example for you. Okay, so in this example, this person called himself a money saving expert at the age of 30. If you look at him, he's a very good looking guy, probably very popular with the lady, something I cannot relate. Okay, anyway, so his ability is that he is able to save $50,000 a year. Very impressive number. That is a number that not many people can achieve. And his goal is that by the age of 60, he hoped to achieve a 1.5 million. So right now he's 30, so 30 to 60 is 30 years old. So 30 times 50,000 would give him that 1.5 million. So he's currently on track on achieving his goal, and he already done his research. So according to his research, with 1.5 million would put him 90 percentile of the age 60. So it means every pour out 10 60 years old out there, only one person is richer than him that is age 60 or more. So that put him a very high up there, like the top 10%. Okay, and if you look at his bank, he's rich. It looks like he can buy a house soon too. So if we have an example like him, and I asked him, why don't you invest? You know what he would normally say? He would say, why should I invest? I'm already on track to meeting my goal at 60. I don't need to take more risks. And most people would agree, because he looked like he have a very stable job, and he's look like he's saving good, and everything is stable. He is the definition of stable. So, and on top of that, he's very good looking. So what a catch, right? So what if I tell you there's 3 issues I see here? The first issue is that look at his bank. The way he managed his bank is problematic, where I will talk more about it in another video. And the main issue I have here is that the way he calculate his retirement value at 1.5 million at the age 60 is incorrect, as that number is missing an invisible number that he did not address. And the third and probably the most important thing is look at his smirk. I think because he's too popular, that's why he's very confident. I kind of jealous over here. I think by the time we finish this series, I'm gonna take away his smirk. So let's move forward. Okay, so let's go back to the question again. So why should we invest? If I were to give you one short answer, I'd say the answer would be we lose money if we don't invest. Lose money, like I have $1 right here, right? So if let's just say I leave it down here and I forgot about it, next year when I come back, it's still $1. So how am I losing money if I just have $1? It's not like someone steal from me. How is that? How do we lose money? Well, the invisible variable that I talked about earlier is called inflation. So if you look up the definition of inflation is rising price and less buying power. And I think most of it, when we think of inflation, is that it's all because of the politician, right? Like for example, this year we're gonna blame on Trump, right? Trump raised the tariff, caused everything to be more expensive. Therefore, we have less buying power. He caused inflation. And if this was 3 years ago, we would blame on freaking Biden, right? He print too much money, make everything too expensive, housing, everything. So we always associate our leader incompetent as the reason why inflation is not an issue. And in some way that is true, but there is more to it. So because have you looked into the data of inflation? Probably not, as I only look into it recently when I started making this video. So let's dive in the inflation data together in the next episode of the basic education. I'll see you again.